So I just got back from the grocery store and I figured I would just lay all this stuff out on my island here and give you guys a little breakdown of my grocery haul this week. So kind of same thing as I've always done with these videos. I'll give you guys a little breakdown of what I bought and how I go about, kind of turning this into a week's worth of eating. Who knows, a lot of times I'll just kind of run right through this and, I might have to end up going back to the store for a few more things, but this is, the bulk of what I'm gonna be eating this week. So I guess I'll start over at the left here, and we have 2 dozen pasture-raised eggs there. Sometimes I get 3. I've been kind of running through the eggs a lot lately. I've been pumping up my calories. And then back there, we have, this actually did not come from the grocery store. This is just in the fridge. I ordered this through a local herd share program. So I have this raw cheddar cheese. I have this raw cow butter from Miller's Bio Farm. And then this goat milk. I have some cow milk as well, frozen in the fridge. I recently found like I said, a local herd share program where I can get some raw milk. So yeah, I've been really excited about that. I was kind of off of the milk for a while, but glad I found that and kind of back on the milk. So over here, we got all of our meats. So as you can see, a good amount of beef here. We got some ribeye roll steaks, a couple New York strip steaks, and then this big old chuck roast, which is probably like 2.5 pounds. So that might be a couple servings or whatever. And then we have some salmon over here. So in all this meat, we have the chicken wings there as well. But all this meat, it's all raised without added hormones or antibiotics. But as you can see, it's actually not grass-fed. And I do like to get grass-fed meat when I can, but of course, that gets expensive. And I think, people should just do the best that you possibly can in terms of the quality. And I didn't mention the chicken wings over here as well. I like to have chicken or fish, a couple times a week. Like I said, predominantly, I like eating red meat and eggs and stuff like that, but I do love my fish. I actually picked up some extra salmon this week because it was actually looking really good, but I love having some wings. It's like a nice treat from time to time. That was just a food I absolutely loved growing up as a kid. And instead of course, going out and them cooking it in, vegetable oils and canola oil and all that stuff, just make them yourself. And, get whatever sauces you want, just a nice kind of dinner or whatever for you. Back here, so you can see I don't have many vegetables here, but back here are my vegetables. I have the squash and asparagus. Some weeks I eat more vegetables than others. I'm just keeping things really simple right now, really focusing more on fruit than my vegetable intake. But I do have some asparagus for a dinner or two and some squash that I could throw in with something. And then over here we have our fruit and then my 2 treats up front there. But we have some bananas back there that are ready to go. There's probably like 5 of them over there. And then we have orange juice. I drink orange juice just about every day. With I like having eggs cooked in butter with some cheddar cheese and orange juice. It's like kind of like my go-to breakfast. And then I'll have an avocado with that. Once or twice throughout the week. I got 2 of them. I got a few apples. These strawberries were actually, they were 2 for $3. So I got those on sale. So I got some strawberries this week. I got a sweet potato. Usually I have more potatoes on my grocery haul, but I just got 1. I actually think I have a couple in my pantry left over. But then the last thing we have over here is just Rebel ice cream. And obviously, this isn't, the least processed thing that I have here, but this is just a treat that I like to have from time to time. And I don't really like to get a bunch of stuff that advertises itself as keto or removing lactose free. Honestly, I'd rather just like an organic ice cream, minimal ingredients kind of thing. But this is just the best stuff that my local store has to offer that I shop at most often. So I'll get a couple of these. Sometimes it usually takes me, 2 sittings to get through one of those, but just a nice nighttime snack. I like to have my ice cream. Obviously, you know, if you're trying to heal your gut, reverse the state of your skin health, you want to keep things as simple as possible. Well, with that said, you know, you got to find ways to have fun with your food. You got to find your balance. And this ice cream is something I do just fine with. And, you know, there's brands online like Double Rainbow and stuff like that, which are great. But, you know, it gets expensive. And these can get expensive too. So, you know, that's why I don't eat it all the time. But I do like to have ice cream before bed. For the longest time, I avoided eating before bed. You know, I thought it was bad for you. You know, you shouldn't do it. But I found that, you know, having something like that, you know, not a huge dinner or anything like that, but a nice snack before bed kind of helps me with my sleep. But in terms of, you know, breaking this stuff down, as you guys know, I like to stick with simple meals. You know, each meal is, for the most part, animal protein and a carbohydrate. And, you know, a lot of the time cooked in fat, or it, you know, contains fat. So, you know, a lot of times for breakfast, I'll have my eggs and orange juice and maybe some cheese, and, you know, all cooked in butter and all that stuff. You know, maybe I'll have a potato with that one of the days, you know, something like that. And then for lunches, I'll probably have these ribeye roll steaks I like to have for lunch. I will probably have a couple of these salmons for lunch as well, because I kind of got a bunch of them. And like I said, each meal, protein, carbohydrate, cooked in fat for the most part. I like to keep, during the day, I like to stay fairly light in terms of the carbohydrates. I don't really like to pound them in. I'm definitely not low carb, but I do like to kind of keep a watch throughout the day. And then when dinner comes around, I tend to be more inclusive with my food, eating more fiber, eating more vegetables, stuff like that. But I really do keep things as simple as possible going through the day. So some of those steaks will be for dinner. The roast will definitely be a dinner one night. The wings will be a dinner. But in terms of putting this together into a, you know, full week's worth of eating, like I said, for each meal, I'm basically going to take a protein, a fat, and a carbohydrate. And, you know, it gets random. You know, I like to switch stuff up, play around with stuff, but that's generally what it's going to be. So, hey, meal one, like I said, eggs, cooked in butter, cheese, orange juice. Meal two, piece of salmon, you know, maybe with some olive oil, and maybe I'd have like a little bit of fruit with it, like maybe some strawberries or something. You know, for dinners, a steak, maybe the sweet potato, maybe the squash, maybe the asparagus. Who knows? You know, we'll figure it out when we get there. But I thought I'd just show you guys this little breakdown this week. And this is probably, you know, right around not much over $100. So it's not like I'm spending, you know, a fortune on that stuff. I'd say, you know, that's probably pretty, you know, on par with what a lot of people are spending in general on their food. So like I said, I think getting the best quality stuff you can is always great, but you got to do what you can afford. And, you know, this is kind of my baseline that I built here. This is what's working for me. And, you know, everybody, I think, is going to need this protein, carbohydrate, fats each meal. I think it's just a matter of determining how much you need. Some of you still might be great in like a low carb sort of format, but I do still think with each meal, you should have some form of carbohydrate, even if it's in, you know, kind of a smaller amount. But I kind of went a little longer than I planned with this, but that's all I got for you guys in this video. And as usual, head to my website, naturalpsoriasishealing.com. You can watch my Proven Psoriasis Protocol video there, apply for one-on-one coaching, and my supplement regimen is up there as well. So if you guys have any questions about this, leave a comment below. If not, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video.